T2RX6 here, back for another third-party review, and today we're taking a look at TFC Uranos, Part 4. This is Harrier, otherwise known as Slingshot. I have no idea what AV-88 means. If you do know, post it somewhere. Can't figure that one out. Inside the box you get his hand, which makes a pretty awesome unofficial little partner robot that was lovingly referred to on TFW by someone there. I'm sorry, I couldn't find the post. But bitch Slapatron, because I mean he's a giant fist. So yeah, you get his fist, and of course that's for combined mode. And you get the toy, and you do get plugs, and you have to be really careful about putting the plugs in. 2 of them go here, and 2 of them go here. Make sure you put them in right, otherwise you'll be like me and you'll be digging it out with an X-Acto knife trying to get the plug that I accidentally put on this side out and switch it. It won't line up flush. Really nice Harrier jet here. You do get the 2 missiles, and you do sort of have the problem that from the underside here, he is, you know, you can kind of see his robot stuff going on here. And this actually should have been up like that. My apologies. So it looks something like this from underneath. And yeah, you can see that he's got a robot or something going on here. Now some people aren't a big fan of these landing gear on the wings. They say it's weird. Those people don't know anything about the Harrier jet though. So what the Harrier does is the back thrusters here actually are capable of rotating downwards to give this a completely vertical takeoff. Now unfortunately that means it's a bit unstable when it goes up. I urge you to check some YouTube videos on it, because it basically, let me hold it from behind, it'll basically take off like this and kind of go like this a little. So you have these basically to keep your wings from slamming into the ground here. So these are completely accurate landing gear on here. He does also have the typical ones on the knees like Fireflight had. I don't believe the Harrier actually had wheels on the back part of the body. I'm pretty sure it was just the ones on the wings, but I could be wrong. But yeah, that is why they have these. If you don't like them, they're just simply on a peg. You can take them right off and, you know, completely skip that view if you just don't like it. But officially, a Harrier is supposed to have them. And they do fold up into these little back slots when it's in flight mode. Again, realistic for the Harrier, so you see the wheels hanging off the back like this. So yeah, totally true. And finally, the cockpit here still opens up. Now the one thing that is a little bit disappointing about Slingshot here is I did mention Fireflight. Generally, him and Fireflight are exactly the same toy, just a different outer shell. They transform the same, they go to arm mode the same, pretty much everything is the same. We'll transform them. I'm not going to put them in the arm mode. I will do that in the next part, the combined mode part of this video. But we'll start by taking his tail fin here, kind of folding it up and taking the top part of the cockpit and folding it back here. We'll take these wings, we'll unpeg them. In fact, I'm just going to take them off just for ease of use, and we'll take the missiles off because we need them too. So take them off just because it's easier, and you can kind of see that we've already got a robot coming together here. We'll take these feet and spin them down and around like so on this side. Then this, I believe, because it's been a while since I looked at Fireflight, is a little different, that these actually peg nicely into the sides here. I feel like these hold a lot better than Fireflight, but it could just be I haven't messed with them for so long that I kind of forget. Entirely possible. So once you have that free, this is going to let you kind of bring out that back panel and extend out his legs here and split them apart. I will say one gripe someone pointed out and kind of messed this toy up a little bit for me. I'm hesitant to point it out to anybody here just so you don't not be able to unsee it, but I'll do it anyway. So you saw I just folded everything back here just like you do with Fireflight. and you've got pretty much your entire robot going on here. You're just going to take these, fold them on in, fold his fist on out on both sides, and then you kind of can do whatever you want with the shoulders. You can bring it up and rotate these down, and just kind of, I don't know, however you want them. If you want them angled up to give them more heroic look, you can do that. Just kind of bring his arms down. You can bring them horizontal, whatever you want. I personally like them just a touch up like this. Drop his head, spin it around, and he's done. He's good to go. Now the one thing I can't see is it looks like he's, or unsee is it looks like he's wearing biker, like bike riding shorts, and these are his actual, you know, bare thighs hanging out. So you got that extra bit of material on the shorts and then the skinny thighs, which ultimately is not a huge problem, but it's there nonetheless. Here's just a little close-up of his head. Looks pretty good to me. He also does have the drop down, I suppose, missile spam boobs. They don't really look like your normal missile spam stuff, but yeah, it's there if you like it. The package shows that you can take his weapon, or his missiles I should say, and plug it into his hands to make the world's most weird looking gun, like that. You could also mount him right on his arms if you really wanted to. And we might as well take these, we'll fold these on up, and let's make sure we have them on the correct sides, like this. Actually, this is questionable, because you have these pegs and you could still leave them pegged in like this, but they also have this peg here, which was what was used to hold the arms on. You can actually peg everything in here just for a slightly, you know, closer fit to the body here, as an option. So that's really up to you, whatever you kind of prefer to display him as. To me, it doesn't really matter too much either way. But there you go. We got Slingshot here, and I gotta say he looks pretty good. I still like it, even though it is just Fireflight redone. Articulation, you got a pretty good ball joint on the head. You will tend to move that flap a lot, but a little bit of a ball joint to give him enough range of motion. The shoulder with the swivel here and the swivel there, so you can get his arm all the way up weirdly if you really want to. Elbow, the bicep swivel, the wrist rotation just due to transformation, it's a little silly. You do have waist joint here, the ratcheted both directions hips, the thigh swivel, the knee, and that is it, except for the ball jointed feet. So overall, a pretty articulated figure, not bad at all. A little disappointing that he's just so similar to Fireflight. I actually kind of lost some steam on these guys because of that, but I still like them, and I'm glad to have completed the unofficial Superion on this point. So next week, we'll take a look at Eagle, I believe his name was, and we'll look at the combined form. So I hope you guys enjoyed the review, and I'll see you next week. Whoops, drop this off. Now I'll see you next week.